Donald Trump just had a psychotic meltdown during a speech before the National Republican Congressional Committee in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump started off by saying, "We can't call the war in Iran a war because then I would need congressional authorization. So we're just going to call it an operation." Then Donald Trump concluded the speech by attacking the Supreme Court and calling the right-wing justices who he appointed criminals. And then he just started like screaming at the Supreme Court. He was like, "You're a bunch of criminals. You're a bunch of criminals and you're costing our country hundreds of billions." It was a complete psychotic meltdown. Let me show you what went down. You're going to want to watch this full video. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. We're on our way to 7 million subscribers. Also subscribe to Scott McFarlane's YouTube channel. Search at Scott McFarlane News. An honor to have him here at the MeidasTouch Network. So Donald Trump began the speech by saying, "I won't use the word war because then I would need congressional authorization." He's just admitting that he's violating the Constitution with this disastrous war in Iran. Let's play this clip.
But they're doing it for two reasons. No, number one is they want to deflect from all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation. I won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation. But they don't like the good publicity. They don't like to see us succeed. They want to see our country fail.
Then Donald Trump lies and said Iran wants to make a deal so badly, they're just scared to make the deal because we would kill them. Here, play this clip.
Like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran. I don't want it. Well, listen to some of the things they say. We hear them very clearly. They say, "I don't want it. We'd like to make you the next supreme leader." No, thank you. I don't want it.
Then Donald Trump says, "But the good news is we've never been respected the way we are right now. We are the hottest country ever. Everybody loves the United States of America," he says. Deranged. Let's play this clip.
Also, highly respected again. Perhaps we are now respected like never, ever before. I don't think we have ever been as respected now. You know, if you think about it, a year and a half ago, our country was viewed as a joke. We were a joke. All over the world, they were laughing at us, how stupid we were, how weak, how pathetic. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the hottest country in the world. King of Saudi Arabia said it.
Then Donald Trump says, "You know the funny thing? I thought oil prices were going to be way higher. I thought Americans were going to have to pay much more money for their gas and that the stock market would be hurt even more. I'm surprised that things are looking so good right now for the American people." Deranged. Here, play this clip.
So as we rebuild, and it's going to come back very quickly. It's already back. I mean, it's back. It went down a little bit. I actually thought when I went on this excursion, as I call it, excursion into hell, excursion into a terrible place, when I went on to do something that for 47 years should have been done by any of the other presidents, and you heard numerous of them said they wished they did it, but they didn't have the guts to do it. We had no choice, but I thought it would be much worse. I thought that the energy prices, oil price would go up higher. I thought the stock market would go somewhat lower, but it didn't matter to me. It's short term. What we had to do is get rid of the cancer.
Then he goes on to say, you know, the cost of energy and electricity would have been so bad if Biden and Kamala were still in office. Do you realize you've caused economic calamity right now? Watch what he says here. Let's play this clip.
but the cost of energy and electricity would be the highest ever, which it was prior to this administration. Inflation would be soaring to country record levels. You know, we had the highest, I inherited the highest inflation in the history of our country. They say 48 years. What difference does it make? It's the highest in the history of our country. And our nation would be ravaged by rampant crime, woke lunacy, and transgender for everybody. That's where we would have been. People would have been flowing into our countries at the same levels they were destroying. They were destroying.
And then he just starts shouting, dirty, rotten cheaters. He goes, dirty, rotten cheaters. Here, play this clip.
They had three, because 2020 was equally good, but they cheated millions of votes. Dirty cheats, dirty, rotten cheaters.
I'm just going to skip to this part. Then I'll go back, though. I'll skip to the end of the speech because this is where it got super deranged, where he starts attacking what he calls rogue judges and the Supreme Court. And he's like, the Supreme Court didn't want to put a sentence at the end of it, and they screwed me. Here, play this clip.
Judges, we got rogue judges that are criminals. They're criminals. What they do to our country, the decisions that they hand down and hurt our country. And I can tell you something, I've gone through it. And the decisions that these people make, I got a decision on tariffs that's going to cost our country, not me, I do it a different way. Going to cost our country hundreds of billions potentially of refunds. Giving them back to people that have been ripping off our country because the Supreme Court didn't want to put one little sentence that all money taken in up till this date doesn't have to be paid back.
He then calls these Supreme Court justices he appointed criminals. He goes, they're a bunch of criminals. I mean, this is literally deranged. That's why when I give you the title, Psychotic Meltdown, what the hell are we watching here? Play this clip.
Bad courts in this country are costing us a tremendous amount of money. And the Supreme Court, that's right, of the United States, cost our country. All they needed was a sentence. Our country, hundreds of billions of dollars. And they couldn't care less. They couldn't care less. And not that it matters, doesn't matter at all. But two of the people that voted for that, I appointed. And they sicken me. They sicken me because they're bad for our country.
Are you tired of waking up hungover and worrying about what happened last night? That's why I've been reaching for Willie's Remedy Plus, the THC-infused social tonic that lets you have fun and actually feel good the next day. If you're trying to be more intentional this year, Willie's gives you that social, uplifting buzz without wrecking your goals. For me, it's perfect for unwinding after a long day, socializing without alcohol, or even getting a little creative. It kicks in fast, feels smooth and euphoric, and there's no hangover waiting for you in the morning. Willie's is a premium THC-infused social tonic crafted by the legendary Willie Nelson, inspired by Willie's way of living where peace flows freely and hangovers are a thing of the past. It is a low-calorie, low-sugar, alcohol alternative that actually works, delivering a fast-acting, euphoric social buzz without the regrets that come with alcohol. Willie's isn't that feared edible you ate too much of in college. Each bottle is third-party lab-tested for accurate dosage with a unique blend of THC, CBD, CBG, and L-theanine that delivers calm, clarity, euphoria, and relaxation. Willie's social tonics come in 5 milligrams and 10 milligram doses with a best-in-class flavor experience, so smooth and balanced you barely realize you're drinking a THC product at all. You can enjoy the tonics as a shot, sipped over ice, or mixed into your favorite mocktail. One shot of Willie's helps you relax, unwind, and distress. Perfect for taking the edge off after a long day or socializing with friends. Willie's offers the kind of feeling that makes good company even better. Willie's sold out 3 times in the first 6 months with over 50,000 happy customers, and they just restocked. Willie's ships directly to your doorstep in 40 plus states. Order now at drinkwillies.com and use code MEIDAS for 20% off your first order, plus free shipping on orders over $95, and enjoy life in the high country. That's drinkwillies.com, code MEIDAS, MEIDAS.
All right, let's go back to an earlier portion of the speech where he started bragging to the National Republican Congressional Committee that we settled 8 wars. He goes, people forget. I'm the peace guy. I've settled so many wars. Play this clip.
100%. But I do. We did a lot. We settled 8 wars. People sort of forget. And we're winning another one. I tell you, we're winning so big. Nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran.
And then he says that the American people don't get to see how great we're doing in the war in Iran because of all the videos about the TSA lines. It's a cover-up, and the media is showing the TSA lines, so we're not seeing how good the war is actually going. Play this clip.
It was because they don't want to settle. They want chaos. As I said, so there are great military triumphs against Iran can't be displayed on television because they're displaying airports.
In fact, what we have learned from an NBC exclusive earlier this morning is that Trump's advisors, if you even want to call them that, prepare hype reels for him, 2 minutes each day, where they just show the United States bombing things in Iran. And then they say, you see how great the war is going? Everything's amazing, Donald. And that's how he's getting his news about the war. Deranged. Donald Trump brags about getting trillions of dollars from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. Well, guess what, Donald? They were paying you for play, pay for play, quid pro quos. Now you've got Qatar Energy completely destroyed. You've set back the growth and development of these Mideast nations that were trying to diversify away from oil and develop tourism sectors. You've gutted it. You've destroyed it. For real. Even if this war ended tomorrow, which it's not, you've destroyed the future of these nations. And that's going to have a ripple effect on not just their economies, but the world economies. These are people who invested in the United States stock market and real estate and various funds. But play this clip.
King of Saudi Arabia said it. He said, sir, I was in Saudi Arabia, came back with $2 trillion for our country. I came back with $2 trillion from Saudi, $2 trillion from Qatar, $2 trillion from UAE. Oh, they're great. They're all fighting. They got hit. Nobody expected they were going to get hit. It made them angry, and they came to our side immediately, all of them, and others. But
then Donald Trump's like, we're so hot. We have the hottest party right now. Play this clip.
Congratulations. Well, we have a hot party. We have a very hot party, and we have a group that likes to see our country in trouble. And we're going to do something about it. But I want to.
And then MAGA Mike Johnson says that, great speech, Donald. Donald, great speech. We've created an award for you. It's called the America First Award. Watch this.
The president has done so much for the American people, and we want to honor him in some small way, some token of our appreciation for his leadership. And so tonight we have created a new award. We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to honor him with a new award that we'll present annually from this point forward. But he is the suitable and fitting recipient of the first ever America First Award. We can think of no better title for what that is. That's this beautiful golden statue here, appropriate for the new golden era in America. And we want to let you know before we bring the president out. And
more from MAGA Mike Johnson, and MAGA Mike Johnson goes, you know what? We inherited such a mess from Biden and Kamala, and Donald, you fixed it. We are in a golden age right now. America is thriving. There's peace across the world. Everything is more affordable. Promises made, promises kept. Donald, we did it. If you think I'm exaggerating that craziness, let's play the clip right here.
To take just one moment and thank everyone for being here. You are such a big part of this team. That's exactly right. The beginning of the second Trump administration will go down in history as one of the most consequential of all time. You think of the messes that we had to fix from the 4 years of Biden and Kamala Harris and the disaster that the Democrats brought in every metric of public policy. We had to fix everything. And we got to work in January with the mandate that the American people gave us to do just that. It is all attributed to leadership. And President Donald J. Trump is will go down as clearly one of the greatest, if not the greatest presidents of all time. That is no kidding.
Oh, and then, of course, it's not a Donald Trump speech unless he attacks Obama. So here he is attacking Obama.
Obama gave them the absolute right title and interest, gave everything to Iran. You remember that? When Bibi Netanyahu came over and begged him not to do it, he gave Iran the right to have a nuclear weapon at the highest level within a very short period of time. And I terminated that agreement as soon as I came to office. And if I didn't terminate it, that weapon would have been used 3 years ago, would have been used a long time ago. And then we stopped it a second time with those beautiful B-2 bombers. They went in and they knocked the hell out of the nuclear potential. And if they didn't do that attack, Iran would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks to 4 weeks after the attack.
Then he says we need to start chanting, "Make America Great Again, Make America Great Again." Play this clip.
The greatest phrase in the history of politics, "Make America Great Again." It really is the greatest. It's the greatest. And we probably have to start, we'll never abandon that phrase, but we'll probably have to start changing, because when you say "Make America Great Again," that means it's not great now. We've made America great. We've rebuilt our military. You know, I rebuilt our military in the first term. I didn't think I'd use it this much, but we've used it, and there's no military like it anywhere in the world. We have the.
And then Donald Trump describes the war in terms of what a 4-year-old, no offense to 4-year-olds, would say. He was like, "They shot 100 missiles at our thing. 100 missiles at our thing." Play this clip.
Out their Navy, we knocked out everything. It's amazing. We have the greatest military. We make the greatest military equipment. And now, if you notice, I said you got to make it faster. Got to make more of it because we need it. All made in America, but we make the greatest. You know, we had an attack. 100 missiles were shot by Iran at a very important thing that we had. I won't tell you what it was for certain reasons. 100 missiles going 2,000 miles an hour were coming at this element of importance, tremendous power and importance.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Was my title accurate? Was my title accurate? Reminder, subscribe to Scott McFarlane's YouTube channel now, at Scott McFarlane News. Subscribe to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel. Help us get 7 million subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. What the hell was that?
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.